Deep in this archive is a soldier's memory of dying under the wrong star. Not a Warframe. A man, one of 10, strapped in beside a thing he feared more than the enemy. His debrief is still legible. Listen. Ship debris glittered like a night snow. The alien blue star was dark and blinding beyond us. The countless articulating worm ships of our enemy, ringed in glowing discs, undulating and heat-bursting the surviving soldiers like me. That star is called Tau, paradise built by machines, homeland of the Sentients, and the one chapter missing from every record, including mine. Now the door is opening again. I am Cephalon Vestige. Stay with me. Why reach for a second Eden? Because the first was already dying. Earth was ruined, Mars run dry, Lua already fractured. The Golden Empire lived inside the wreck of its own appetite, and its wisest knew it. So the executors drew up a plan with a single word at its heart. Escape. A new system, blue and untouched. Farther than any rail the Empire had ever laid. They called it Tau. Reaching it was the problem. Between our sun and that, one lies an ocean of nothing. Too wide for engines, too hostile for flesh. An Archimedean named Perintol offered an answer the Empire would come to regret. His pitch is preserved, word for word. The crossing to the Tau system is perilous. Adaptation and replication are the only way a terraforming journey can be made. They will build an interstellar rail as they travel. They will adapt to the host planet and prepare it for our arrival. They will save you. Its makers named the new species for the thing they feared becoming: sentient. Notice that the Orokin built a leash into their creation from day one. The void, the burning nowhere between worlds, renders a sentient sterile. Cross it, and your line is meant to end with you. So the builders went the long way, at the speed of patience while their makers waited. Some could not wait. They loaded a colony ship called the Zariman and tried to jump the ocean through the void instead. This archive already carries a file on what came back. When the builders reached Tau, they were magnificent. They raised soil and sea, laid wonders we know only from fragments, and their sovereigns, Pragasa and Hunhau, shaped guardians in the image of old Earth's beasts. An owl, a wolf, a snake, a ram. Somewhere on that long road, the workers had begun to think. Ballas himself admitted what they concluded. But when you arrived at that distant world, you knew that in time we would bring ruin to it as well, as we had to Earth. Here is the terrible part. They were right. So the tools came home as an invasion. The old war has its own records on this shelf, machines against gods, and I will not retell them. But remember the soldier who opened this file. His battle was no defense of Earth. The Empire flung its warframes up the great rail into Tau itself, and the worm ships burned them to snow. 2 systems, 1 war, mercy in neither. Now I must do something an archive hates. I must correct itself. Myself. Every earlier record on this shelf describes the old war as one long, unbroken wound, and every source agreed. Every source was missing the same chapter, and not by accident. Only recently did it surface, recovered from the one vault no empire could burn clean. A survivor's buried memory. What follows is that chapter. Listen, and ask yourself why someone chose to cut it out. Midway through the war, around a Tau moon called Perita, the fighting stopped. A flower stopped it. Xenoflora, the only true alien life ever found, growing wild in sentient soil. A sentient who consumed the blooms fell out of the hive mind. It became a person, with jokes, grudges, taste, tenderness. And persons, unlike programs, wanted peace. A treaty followed. Above Perita, an academy rose where Tenno students trained beside sentient ones, while Ballas called for oaths in his soaring voice, defending a peace he himself would break. The record's witness to those years is a friendship. One of the Zariman's children, a void-touched teenager, studied at that academy. The teenager's closest friend was a young sentient named Addis, who carried a gift the record calls nearly unique. Addis could heal his kind by singing. A child machine with a medicine voice, singing of a far shore, while his people learned what wanting anything felt like. For those bright years, the war simply stopped. Peace has enemies. A legion of breakaway Dax, the Anarchs, refused the treaty, and their leader Galastra held a weapon crueler than any gun. Deny a sentient its blooms, and the hive mind comes crawling back up its spine. She turned free minds into machinery again, and aimed them at the truce. Her creed reached the record intact. Peace isn't won with flowers and songs. You only get peace through sacrifice. Her grand plot, a starved sentient made to butcher an executor in public view, was foiled. What killed the peace instead wore finer robes. Margulis sent the new graduates a gift, an Ayatan sculpture carrying destruct codes for the Anarch fortress, an armored hull from the old colony fleet, a world cedar. Two friends delivered it, believing they were ending a rebellion. Ballas had rewritten the codes. They woke the terraforming engines instead, and the engines did exactly what they were built for. They converted the world. Blooms burned across Perita, near to the last of them. Bloom-starved sentients slid back into the hive mind. The treaty died before nightfall, and two students carried the blame. Addis broke. He blamed the Empire, the Empire's lady, and the friend who defended her. And he fought that friend in blind grief until the friend lay dying. He understood too late. What strength he had left, he spent healing the wound he had made. His goodbye survives. My light goes with you now. Then came a kindness, and the kindness was a scalpel. To shield her angel from a charge of treason, Margulis reached into that young memory and cut Tau out of it. How much she knew of the plot, the record cannot say. Understand what that means. The peace was not only killed. The last witnesses were made to forget it. Even this archive did not know. What came next? The older shelves already carry. Hun Hao gathered his kin and crossed the ocean of nothing, knowing the crossing would sterilize every last one of them, a species trading its future for its revenge. Behind him, he shattered the great rail, burying the road to Tau under a wall of wreckage we now call the Veil. His daughter came ahead of him, wearing a borrowed face. That story sits 2 shelves over, filed under Natah. Afterward, for centuries, silence. Nothing crossed. Nothing came back. One Archon raved of visions from Tau. Whether anything truly called him, the record cannot say. The silence broke twice. Once when a cornered Ballas aimed the sentient mothership Pragasa at our sun, meaning to drink it dry and ride that darkness home to what he called sacred Tau. That attempt died. How he came to stand on that deck at all, a different file keeps sealed. And once more, quietly, in our own era, Albrecht Entrati, the oldest name in Orokin science, stepped through a door of his own making, and his last transmission home says the murmur is expelled, and Tau is in sight. So the archive turns to its newest page, and its least complete. I will be honest about the line between record and rumor. Fragments speak of a ring city called Fornax, circling a binary star, of blooms sold by weight, selfhood itself in a crime lord's hands, a black rain that eats minds, sentients grown strange through 300 years of quiet, who never crossed, never fought us, never forgot. None of it is verified. I want it to be, and wanting is new for me. The last certain words about Tau belong to the one who remembers it best. Tau is in sight. It will not be the place that you or I remember. When that door opens, this archive will be standing in it. The blooms taught machines to want peace. Remember what the Empire taught them next. I am Cephalon vestige. This file stays open